It ain't no big deal. It doesn't surprise me these days. That's another reason why I want to do some recording so that we don't have to worry about stuff like that. And then just watch the questions for me. And if I say our sponsor, Grand Strand Law Group, who cares? It's just something I was used to. They stopped sponsoring us, which is fine. I mean, it ain't a big deal. They did it for 2 years, almost 2.5. That's something we need more of, though. Well, hello and welcome back to GBN Live. I'm Todd Cartner, your host, and if you were just watching just a second ago, I apologize. We didn't have our microphones on. It's been one of those days. So if you're watching out there, please type in the comments where you're watching from so we have an idea and we can reach back out and say hello to you. Today's guest is Tracy Carr. She is with the Cabinet Market, and she is part of our Myrtle Beach chapter, and we're going to have her on here in just a moment. So, but guys, sit back and relax and stay tuned. GBN Live is next. Good job. All right, go to camera 1. All right, folks, welcome back to GBN Live. I have with me Tracy Carr today with the Cabinet Market. She's part of our Myrtle Beach chapter. And Tracy, thanks for joining us.
Thank you for having me.
All right, so tell me a little bit about yourself, where you're from, your family, that kind of good stuff.
Well, I'm originally from Orlando, Florida, and I am recently engaged to a wonderful man named Mark Shepard. We are planning on getting married, hopefully next month. We're kind of eloping, so nobody knows. Shh, it's a secret.
You heard it here first.
So, I'm originally from Orlando, Florida, worked at Disney World for many years. I kind of fell into the design, moved over to Charlotte, North Carolina, and was a movie theater manager. And then
wow.
I fell into the design.
Yeah.
So.
I've done a little acting in my day, too. I was Schroeder in Your Good Man, Charlie Brown back in the day.
Funny.
I loved it, played a little piano. That was fun. So, yeah. I'm not a huge fan of Disney.
Oh, okay. Well,
it's just so much, so over the top. But I will tell you something. Here's a little bit of history for you. My first wife and I got married in front of the castle. And you can't even do that anymore.
No.
You have to get married on, I think it's the Grand Floridian lawn, and the castle's in the backdrop. But, yeah, Disney, they estimated they fed 3,200 people wedding cake. They did it. You know, the little squares?
Yeah.
They did it, but it was overpriced. And it didn't last. So anyway, so with the Cabinet Market, you guys do bathroom and kitchen remodels, basically, right? That's your primary thing. So tell us a little bit about that and how you got into it.
Well, I kind of fell into it. I was actually selling appliances, and I was with a big box store, and I was bored because it was brand new appliances. We were one of the first stores to have appliances in the nation. There was 2 of us, and but there wasn't enough activity, so I was bored. So I kept going over to the cabinet department because they were next door, and they had action.
Right.
So, I mean, you can only wipe down a stovetop so many times.
Right,
you know,
right.
you've got so much dust. And so that's how I fell into it, kind of accidentally, and fell in love, and I have now done it for over 30 years.
Wow.
I know.
It's funny, though. It's funny because if you go to the big box stores now, it's always a wait at the appliance counter and not at the cabinet counter. Yeah, so that's kind of crazy.
Yeah, this is going back a few years, just a few years.
Yeah. So let's talk about the process. How does that work? So let's say that I wanted to redo a kitchen. What are the steps that we go through? How does that look like?
Well, I love to meet with the customer first and kind of get an idea of what they're looking at. I love it if they come to me, then I love it when they bring me pictures and inspiration photos. And if they have their plans, that's great. If they don't, we can always go out and measure for them. And then what we do is we work up a mock design. We make changes. We tell them what's good about the design, what's bad about the design, what we could do. We make changes. And then we go from there. But that's the beginning steps.
And you probably want to always go and measure yourself, because we know how some people can measure.
Oh, I've had people that are so off. It's bad.
I replaced windows in a house once, and I measured them wrong, and every one of them windows had to be sent back.
Oh.
Yeah.
That's very painful.
The sad thing is I had cardboard on one of my windows that we first took out for a few days until we could get the new one in. So I always recommend having a professional to measure for that reason.
Exactly.
You know, so
it does prevent a lot of problems, but we always make sure that the measurements are correct. Sometimes we go out and verify the measurements. Sometimes I bring my installers out with me to verify the measurements too. If there's a question, if I'm not sure about something, we have this. I want to make sure before we get into something and tear something up and not have it correct. I've been very blessed because I haven't made a lot of mistakes. I'm not going to say I haven't made any, but every once in a while I'm human too.
Right, right.
But we try to avoid as many, and we have those checks and balances to try to avoid that.
So let's talk about some of the design process that you do. You have a showroom as well.
Yes, we have. We were voted one of the top showrooms in the nation.
Nice.
So yeah.
So first of all, the designs change way too often.
Yeah.
But that's the way it comes up. I was actually in a house the other day that it was a brand new construction, and they had wallpaper everywhere. And the carpet was the thicker, I used to call it shag carpet.
Yeah.
It was thicker, and I'm like, this is so 70s.
I know.
At least it wasn't the 70s colors, but that stuff's coming back, and I'm like, that's crazy. So times do change. But if I come into your showroom, not only can you see the different styles of cabinets, you can see the different quality of cabinets as well, and that makes a big difference.
Yes, we have a brand called Wellborn. Wellborn's been around for a very long time. They're out of Ashland, Alabama, and it's a completely American-made product. Every component that they use is made in America. They also mill their own trees too. So it starts way back there to the beginning. They cut those trees, they set the boards aside and let them acclimate to specific humidity levels in the nation too, which is really cool.
Very important.
Yeah, especially here in the South, because it's humid here.
Right.
And so that's, and it's a completely American-made product. It's a fantastic quality product too. And then we have things for all price points too. So product for everybody.
So are you seeing, I know a lot of the new construction homes have pre-built, contractor grade obviously, but a lot of them are doing either the white or the light gray cabinets.
Yeah.
I actually saw a house the other day that I sold for a client that had black cabinets, and I'm like, ugh, is that, until I saw it, and I was like, wow. I was very impressed. But you're seeing more painted type cabinets. Are you, is stained cabinets out now?
No,
or
it's coming back.
It is coming back, like the shag carpet.
Exactly.
Yeah.
But yeah, that light wood look is now starting to come back in. It's trickling in, but it's starting to be very prominent.
That's
again.
interesting. The only thing you have to have a lot of natural light if you're having a dark cabinet.
Correct.
Because that really closes in that kitchen space. And if you don't have an open floor plan where the kitchen opens up into the living room or the dining room type, it can really make it small with the darker stuff. Is that something that you would tell a client, or are you are you just kind of like oh yeah, whatever you want?
No, if I try to guide them. Like, the ultimate decision is theirs, but I give them guidance, saying this is what one option that we could do. This could be better if we did it this way, but it's ultimately up to them.
Right.
How they want to have their kitchen function for them. So, and colors too. Sometimes people want to do a dark stain, and you're like going, in a condo and
Yeah.
with no natural light, and you're just like, that's not a good decision. But
Right.
if that's ultimately what they want, we do try to guide them.
Yeah, it definitely can make a difference. I had a client one time that they had it wasn't really dark. It was a dark end of the maple line, so it wasn't like really dark like a mahogany, but it was dark enough. And they went in there and repainted the cabinets white, and it completely changed not only the space, but it changed the feeling when you walked in the room.
Yeah.
It felt open and airy. And then this particular lady absolutely loves sunflowers, and so she had fresh sunflowers everywhere in the room.
Oh, nice.
Made a whole complete change of what the place looked like. I liked it. So anyway, I think probably one of the hardest things that I've seen with custom stuff is making sure that your client is satisfied. How can you help to ensure that that's happening?
Well, we have conversations with you to start off with, and then to make sure that the process goes more smoothly. One of the things that we have in place is we have a production person, and he is in charge of all the installers, making sure that everybody's at where they need to be at that time. He also communicates with the customer. Also, the customers have our cell phone numbers. If there is a problem, call me. Let me step in it. Like Monday, we were taking out a countertop. She was trying to keep her backsplash. They couldn't get it out. She called me up. She was completely panicked. My backsplash is going to break. It's going to be okay. We're going to take care of it. We're going to make it right. And it ended up the backsplash did not break. We did lose one tile. So it's an easy fix, but we're there for them to answer those questions. And then we also have in-house installers. We're probably one of the only cabinet companies that has in-house installers. So we know what quality work we're going to get out. So we try very little to use subs for our installation process.
And that's a great point, because the big box stores, if y'all don't know this, they sub everything out. So if you go there and buy anything, they're going to be hiring other people to put them in, who a lot of times don't warrant anything. They also go with the lowest bid. So keep that in mind. Don't use them. So what if I'm in the middle of the process and I need a modification? So let's say I'm doing a kitchen remodel, and all of a sudden I saw this cabinet that had a slide out tray for a garbage can, or where you could put your cookie sheets. That would be vertical. Yeah. That I saw, and I'm like, hey, that's pretty cool. Can I change that out?
A lot of times we can. A lot of times there's aftermarket accessories, and that's what we're doing a lot for new construction now.
Yeah.
Is people are coming to us and they're asking for those in-cabinet accessories. And that's really great, because that's how your kitchen it helps you function. So that's really exciting.
That's a great point, because a lot of people think of and I'm guilty of this too. You think of a kitchen remodel and you look at it and you say, I want it to look nice, but you don't think about the functionality.
Yeah.
That's I was at I won't mention the company, but I was at a new build one time, and they had the microwave in a pull-out drawer. Who would have thunk it? But it's so cool looking because it hides it.
Yeah.
It's not something that is. I can't stand a cluttered countertop.
Oh, I know. I can't stand anything on my countertop.
It drives me crazy. I personally don't even like a knife set on my countertop, but maybe a couple little accessories like a plant or something to make it look nicer, but not just completely bare. But I can't.
Yeah, I don't like a lot of clutter.
I don't either.
So I try to hide everybody's clutter for them.
Put it in the drawer, shut it up. We want to make sure it's a soft closed drawer, though, because those are nice. I like those. I like those a lot. So
and full extension too, so you can get to every little inch in that drawer.
I know, yeah. So that's true, because a lot of times especially if you go and look at one of these big box stores cabinets, there's 6-8 inches behind the drawer.
Yeah, it makes it.
What a waste of space.
Yeah, and you can't get in there. You have to, I've had those drawers. before I was in the industry, and I remember fighting with them, and never made sense. And I was so glad when I found full extension glides.
Yeah, it's kind of cool. So, well, hey, folks, stay with us. When we come back after the break, we're going to talk about staying competitive in today's market, but we also want to touch base a little bit on some bathroom remodels as well. So stick with us, Tracy, and I'll be right back after this message. Good job back there.
Am I doing good?
Yep, doing fine. Great Business Networking grew out of the idea that by creating lasting friendships within the community, we can make the community even better. You can skip that one.
Okay.
I was looking to network with professionals and to be able to refer my clients to
See, it's
somebody that I
easy peasy.
trust.
Yeah. Yeah.
Well, it's really important to trust the members of the group because we really generate
Hey,
quality referrals, and to
Lauren,
know somebody, be
you see
friends
how
with
I
them,
kind
and
of
get
expand
that
on the
qualified
questions?
referral
This is
the
just
key
a
to
guide.
success.
You know, and when she says something
It
that
is
kind of
networking,
triggers
but it doesn't
another
feel like
question,
networking, and
that's
that is
why you have
important
good
to me.
interviews,
I
because
come to
you
the
can't
meetings,
just read
I have
and
fun,
be done
I make
with
great
it.
connections,
Because
and I
then
help
it would
grow
never
my
last
business.
30 minutes unless you went to like 18, 20 questions.
Yeah.
Oh, look, she's coming in at the right
GBN,
time.
these are some of the best professionals in the market, and having that resource available to me, that's priceless.
Well, she can come on in.
Well, GBN is a network of business professionals that build long-lasting friendships
she's got
that
it
will
on.
not only grow my business, will grow yours as well. That's what referral marketing is all about.
All right, we're about
GBN
to-
really is the most important marketing for your business. Check us out today.
Hold on, we're still. Hi, guys. Welcome back to GBN Live. I'm Todd Cartner, your host. And guess what? We have Tracy Carr with us here, who is with the cabinet market, and we're talking about all kinds of remodeling with kitchens, and we're also going to get into baths here in just a minute. But before the break, we mentioned, working with the client's needs and stuff like that. How do you stay competitive in today's market with so many things changing?
Wow, it's tough sometimes. It really is, because this industry changes so fast. The product offerings sometimes change fast. But we have national conventions, and we do go to those. A couple of years ago, it was in Orlando. Last year, it was in Las Vegas. It's gonna be
there you
Vegas again next year. We're all making plans for that. And so we try to keep up on the latest trends. Also, we get a lot of our vendors come to us and tell us what's going on in the industry too. We read up, we watch TikTok videos.
Those can be
sometimes that's not a good
dangerous. We
thing.
talked about those earlier. It's addictive.
So we try to stay on trend and just find out what's the latest. And we're always learning from each other too. We have weekly meetings where we discuss different things. Not just what's going on with our clients. We also discuss about things that are coming up in the future, different cabinet lines that we might be interested in, just to keep us competitive.
It's kind of cool that when you go to those trade shows and just like, man, why didn't we think about this years ago? I mean,
I know.
when I used to be in the having my marketing business, and we went to a couple of trade shows for promotional items and stuff like that, and you're like, this is so cool, you know. So it is kind of neat. So let's say that I want to have some updates or changes made. I know we talked about that a little bit, but what are those processes? Is that do you have a change order that we have to sign or whatever?
Yes.
And I'm sure there's going to be sometimes that a point of no return, so to speak, where you might have to buy that cabinet anyway, and
Right.
we can change it out, but we got to buy a new one.
I did have a customer. Well, we were able to retrofit, but they originally wanted a farmhouse sink. So we bought the cabinet for a farmhouse sink, which is a special. The doors are shorter. You got a front area where you can cut out on. And they decided not to go with a farmhouse sink. Well, you have
Oh, wow.
this big space that's ugly. So what we did is we purchased special hinges for them. And then we went back in and we put full height doors there. So it looks just like the rest of the kitchen. Everybody was happy. Nobody knew the difference. Nobody
that's
would
good.
ever know.
I actually saw, and I'm giving way too many examples, but anyway, I saw a farmhouse look one time, and they had no upper cabinets.
Oh,
They
I
just
love
had a few
that.
shelves, and they were fortunate that they had a huge walk-in pantry that hid a lot of that stuff that they needed. But man, you talking about a change in the kitchen. It didn't even look like a kitchen. It really didn't.
No, it's almost a work of art
It is.
sometimes.
It is. Well, that's what we do. Tell us a little bit about some bathroom projects. What's some cool things that you have seen? And then I'm going to tell you about mine that I updated and what I love the most. Two things.
The trend is we're going back with colored tiles again, which was that's a very big surprise. We're not doing that white subway tile on everything anymore. We're using some color. And in this area, we're doing a lot of the turquoise, which is absolutely stunning when it's done. And we're changing out a lot of tubs into walk-in showers. That's our main thing that we're doing. And we're trying not to, well, it's not like we're not trying to, but we're not using as many doors, like the full closure doors. We might panel just one side.
And just have a walk-in, right?
Yeah, and so
and even a roll-in, because they don't have the what do you call it, the step-in over, where you have to step over something to get in it.
Yeah.
It's just walk straight in, and then the way it's sloped, it keeps the water in the shower.
and you have to have good tile people to do that.
You're right about that. So I remodeled my bathroom, and I did it myself.
Oh boy.
But no, it turned out great. But I added 2 rain heads, and I
Aren't those
absolutely
wonderful?
love them. So that's one thing I added. And the other is I put a bench in that's heated.
Oh, that's nice.
I like it too.
Yeah. Keep your buns warm.
Yep, that's true. You don't think about that kind of stuff, and it just one of the guys where I purchased the tile to do the work told me about it, and I'm like, let me try this. So, and I did the pebble stone for the bottom, which
That's
I
one of my
love.
favorites.
I love it. Feels so good on your feet.
I love that. Either you really like it or you hate it.
Yeah, no,
So
I
it's
liked
real
it. So,
extreme. I like it too.
but anyway, all right. So, tell us about some of the collaborations you do with other vendors. So maybe something a little bit, outside the norm. Somebody that you would maybe work with. Do you ever do any outdoor kitchens or anything?
I do. We do a lot of. We have outdoor cabinetry available too, and it is special. There's special countertops too to go on it if you want something. There are a couple of vendors that have sun fade resistant countertops, and those help with that. But most people go with the granites because God made granite, so it's going to hold up for the outside. And then we have special cabinetry that's like a polywood, and we put that outside. And even the glides are made out of the polywood too.
Oh,
It's
really?
Really
Wow.
cool. So it's completely. And then any kind of parts or metal parts are stainless steel, so it really holds up really well in this kind of environment.
And I'm seeing a lot of the concrete countertops, where they mold them and pour the concrete. You just got to be careful that they don't crack. But there's a lot of things that they do there that
Yeah, you can
kind of help prevent that. But yeah. So where do you see some trends coming, though, in the next couple of years? Are you seeing anything?
Our grays are going away. They had a long run. Grays were hot for 15 years. So now we're going back to the beige.
So and it's funny you say that because the #1 paint seller from Sherwin-Williams, the flavor, if you will, the color, is agreeable gray. And it is going away. I was actually speaking to one of their reps a few weeks ago, and he said that their sales for 2024 has been down about 18% over what it was in the last 4 years.
There was one point, it seemed like every time I walked into a house, everybody had agreeable gray.
Yeah. The thing I like about it, though, is if you accent it with grays, it brings out the gray in the wall.
Correct.
If you accent it with tans, it brings out the tan.
tan.
So whoever came up with that mix, I'll give them a little applause
Oh, yeah.
because it was definitely worth it.
It's a perfect, and I use that color still a lot, but I also cut it by 50%, so it's a little bit lighter, and that's worked
there you go.
really beautiful. That's been beautiful.
Nice. That's a good idea. I got to ask this question because I'm thinking about doing this in my kitchen, and I just want your feedback. Butcher block countertops.
I love Butcher Block. I absolutely adore Butcher Block. We do quite, and sometimes butcher block can be more expensive than granite or quartz.
Right.
So, I mean, I really love, we have 2 companies that we work with that custom make it, not just butcher block, but a wood top. One that we did not too long ago is we did a solid wood countertop with an OG edge, and it was about this thick.
Wow.
And it was an island, and it was huge, and it turned out amazing. And it was on a blue, they put them on blue cabinets too, so it was absolutely stunning. And we have the capability, we have vendors that have the capability of still undermounting that sink. So you don't have to use a self-rimming sink, we can still undermount, and it's completely water resistant.
Yeah, I like the undermount, and I like the farmer's type sink.
Oh, I do too.
Yeah, I like that where you see the front of it. I like that. The only thing is I don't know how butcher block would look with white cabinets, and that's what I've been wanting. Is it really?
It's really, really
Do
pretty.
you just stain it a natural color?
Yeah, just keep it clear.
Just use a clear varnish on it. See, that's why you talk to the expert. There you go. So, hey, guys, if you want to get in touch with Tracy, you can reach her at 843-293-3030. That's 843-293-3030, or at thecabinetmarket.com. And tell us where your showroom is.
We are located, if anybody knows where the back gate is.
Yeah.
At the old back gate, we're right there.
That-
At the old back gate at Market Commons.
Yep, that's at the back side of Market Common, 707, and the back gate, and it's just south of that on the left, right?
Correct.
Yeah, that's it. So, yeah, go guys, go and visit her, and she has a beautiful showroom, and give you some ideas for your kitchen and bath remodels. So, Tracy, before we go, we always like to ask this question, but what does it mean to you to be in a referral networking organization, and specifically how you feel about GBN?
I love GBN. You know that. I'm a big advocate about GBN and the networking. I have developed friendships. I have developed friendships for life. That's the most exciting part. And also, I know if I give a referral to someone, that is a quality person that I'm giving referral to, and I know that that person's going to show up and take care of that customer and really go that extra mile.
Yeah.
So it gives me, I feel good when I give a referral.
Well, the good news is that if for some reason something doesn't work out, you'll see them next week, and you can
What happened?
hold them accountable. That's it.
true.
Well, Tracy, thanks for joining us today.
Thank
And
you for
guys,
having
thank you
me.
for watching. And remember, if it's Wednesday, it's GBN Live. We'll see you next time.